If they didn't tell us what was going on this season with the preview, I will have never guessed all these other things going on, because this premiere episode kind of just played the whole Romeo Angela thing. So this is the season 2 premiere of Growing Up Hip Hop, and it's entitled Blinged Up, Thrown Down. Well, thrown down. Romeo comes back from filming, and you know, he's trying to get reacclimated with things. He's been gone for a moment. His father's trying to figure out what's going on with all his paperwork. The paperwork actually has to deal with, as we know, his ex-wife, and, well, I guess technically soon to be ex-wife. Angela's with her sister, Vanessa, and they're getting ready because big news. Angela's engaged! Of course we know that, but Angela's engaged. At the time, she's not letting it be known who it is. She hasn't told any of her friends. She lets the information drop on Instagram. And so everyone's like, oh, you know, Christina, Boogie, TJ, they're all like, what the hell is going on? What is going on? Because we shouldn't be learning this type of information on Instagram. That is true. I do want to know why Angela, you know, went that route, because it's like, if these people are really your friends, you can trust them. You can trust them not to, you know, snitch, sell a story, anything like that. So they're all at the club at a birthday party, at Swiss Beats Brothers' birthday party, just trying to figure out, why did she keep it so tongue-in-cheek? Like, is Romeo involved, or does he even know about this if he's not involved? This is just how it is sometimes, though, because Angela comes and they congratulate her, but she still doesn't say who she's engaged to. She still kind of acts like, yeah, thank you, but don't talk about it. Romeo's friend finds out, oh, you need to go on Instagram right now because this is some BS. Did you know about this? It's like, of course I didn't. And this is where you see Romeo's talking to Master P. Why? Again, because his mom, Master P's wife, ex-wife, what have you, is suing them. We know that she's doing a lawsuit because she's trying to say that Master P essentially is putting all of his main assets in Romeo's name so that she can't come after it. Of course, she can technically sue her son, but the whole concept is, would you? And in this case, yes. It's definitely a messed up situation, because we're looking at this as, is this really happening right now? Forget the whole setup of how everyone just magically found out that Angela was getting, that Angela was engaged on social media, and how they all just happened to be there with each other to see. It's like, oh, this is really, no, is this really happening right now? I felt bad when I first heard the story, because I'm thinking, dang, we know that, of course, the smart move would be to transfer your assets, but for her to have to go after her son to technically get what's hers, or what she's entitled to, what she feels like she's entitled to. And I think the main issue is, honestly, if the lawyers, and if it wasn't going this route, that Master P would have, you know, been like, yeah, here's what I know you deserve, and I feel like it's something she probably will have agreed to. But because of the fact that the lawyers are probably just trying to go after anything and everything, and allegedly she's had some issues, we don't know it to be true. We don't know it to be true, so we're going to give her the benefit of the doubt, since, of course, we never hear from her personally. Now, Pepa has to deal with Egypt. They're going prom dress shopping, and the issue is two things. One, Egypt has this boyfriend that Pepa doesn't approve from, and he magically calls while Egypt's, you know, looking for a dress, and he's definitely coming off rude and disrespectful. Regardless of how you feel, or regardless of if Pepa is the type to butt in a lot, you don't go and talk in a certain manner to someone's parents, especially someone's mother. Forget the father. Look, let's just be real. Forget the fathers for a moment. You know there's a certain way you're supposed to talk to someone's mother, regardless of how they may treat or come across to you. And the other factor is, Egypt is not too sure about college. She's not letting her mom know, but she's not too sure about college. I can stop her right there and say, there are different type of colleges. you need to go. You need to go and you need to strengthen the business side of things, because the business side is what usually helps most artists. Most artists say, oh, I'll go and I'll leave this up for someone else to do. I'll have someone trusted to handle. Nope. No. You trust no one else better than yourself. You need to be empowered, and the only way to truly be empowered is to have not even necessarily that certificate. There's multiple types of schooling, but you do need some extra official schooling to say, I learned this, I learned that, I know what to look for, I know what not to look for. And also when you go away to school, or even if you just go to school, you meet a whole new host of characters, and that does help you, you know, going forward in life. So I actually think it's important, whether it's college. You don't have to go to expensive college. You don't have to go anything like that. I went to an expensive college and student loans are kicking my butt. I know that wouldn't be the same situation with her, but still in general, it doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be straight up business. It can be music and business. That's actually what it should be, since her passion is music. But Romeo's talking to Symphonique, who, as we know, that's his sister. That's his younger sister. And you know, she's just kind of wondering what's going on with the whole Romeo-Angela thing, because this is how it's always been between the two families. It was just assumed that Romeo and Angela would eventually get together, and Romeo's friend calls, like, dude, why didn't you tell me about Angela getting engaged? It's like, I didn't know. It's like, oh, okay, enough said. Symphonique is even like, well, you know, sometimes when you wait too long, this is what happens. Like, how do you feel? Do you feel like this is the one that got away? And Romeo is saying, yeah, he feels like the one that got away. Just meaning that, you know, maybe I could have been a little bit more proactive. But it is what it is. And especially how Angela didn't really tell her close friend again, because there was always been something there between them. I'm assuming that's why she just wanted to keep it close to the vest, especially for what we found out regarding him, that there's something else, that there's another issue with his past. And you know, especially with Angela, you know, technically being the person that she is, and people expecting her to be with a certain type of person, that in itself is a huge, like, oh, so but you went after, oh, okay, got you. So Angela and Vanessa are out, and magically Chris and Nia, you know, they go and exchange texts at the right time while Angela is at this restaurant. Chris and Nia comes, and Chris and Nia just wants to clear the air. Chris and Nia is like, I did not have a threesome with Romeo. Angela's like, okay, cool, that was last season, I don't care. That's pretty much how that conversation went. And of course, she congratulated her on her engagement, and it was like, who's the guy? It's like, oh, you'll find out, you'll definitely find out. I'm like, yeah, of course we'll find out, but it's a matter of when. It's a matter of when. And clearly it's not Romeo, so now everyone's like, okay, so who is it? Isha booked some studio time, and she's working on this song. The song sounds pretty cool, and the message was more so about people doing them, independence of sorts. Pepa's like, okay, that's all well and good, but, you know, about this whole college thing. At the time, Egypt still didn't tell her mom that, yeah, that college thing, that's not going to work out too well. Or, I don't think I'm going to go pursue that. Which was smart, because Pepa's still feeling a certain way about the boyfriend. She's still feeling a certain way about her daughter, you know, not really being proactive with this is the college I'm going to go to, this is why I want to study. Because she knows, she just lets it be known, when Salt left, you know, some of the business savviness that Salt brought to the table, that left too, which meant that when certain deals or opportunities came along, they didn't go so well, because I didn't have someone who truly had my back and who was knowledgeable in that area. You know, as I went to school, I was going to college when everything started to pop off, and then I dropped out. I told her, it's like, you know what, we need to go and pursue this and that. But it wasn't just we became a huge global group and that was it. There were a lot of pitfalls, and I just wish I had the education to have that would teach me how to deal with contracts and just deal with more people in general, because there's a huge difference between dealing with people on your block, dealing with people, you know, in your community, in your circle, and then dealing with business shady people. You don't learn that stuff until you're around that stuff. I mean, that's just the truth of the matter. Now, Romeo he's going to his father's radio show along with everyone else. And the radio more like an ambush for them because it looked like, okay, so here's everything that we wanted to ask you. Angela, who are you dating? Angela, why isn't it Romeo? Angela, are you a virgin? Romeo, how'd you let this happen? Boogie. Well, Boogie really didn't have a question. Boogie was more so like, so Angela, who's this guy? You know, we're friends. How come you let me know? We're supposed to be like brother and sister. How come you didn't let this be known? Angela is dodging every question. And actually, something interesting that came about was Boogie lost his virginity when he was 12. And his father was really the one that was like, okay, so when's it going to happen, dude? When's it going to happen? Why hasn't it happened yet? So then when it finally did, it was like, we throw a party. And it was like, oh, 12. Okay. Okay. Almost 13. Almost a teenager. So that's not crazy. That's not crazy. Would I want my son to do it that young? Nope. 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 But to each his own. To each his own. I thought that was actually a little surprising because it's like, I would have been like, you are not doing it. Don't look at her. Don't look. No. Pregnant. She's pregnant already. Lord, that is the biggest fear. But as I said, TJ was pretty much left alone. Romeo was trying to be coy when the question was asked, did he have a threesome with Christina? The answer is no. No. He was trying to say it is what it is. She's saying no. And so the radio show was kind of a bust because everyone was definitely had their guards up. But Master P invited everyone back to his house because, you know, he just wants their family. They can go and eat together, break bread together, like how it should be. And he's trying to tell Angela what a lot of people, especially a lot of older people in the game and stuff, constantly try to tell her. It's like, you know, that whole guard up thing, that's just going to have people coming at you more. She's saying, I know what I'm doing. It is what it is. She's not saying that to him. This is in the confessional. Kind of the same thing when she was dealing with Dame Dash. But, you know, it wasn't on the level of Dame Dash going in. It was just more so, you know, I love you as well. But sometimes this whole being coy thing, it doesn't work out too well. I'm thinking, look, it's better to be coy and people be irritated, with you not divulging your whole truth than putting it all out there and let people being able to say whatever they want to say at all times. It is what it is. And there's still this like, so Romeo, how did you let this happen? How did you let this happen? Because a lot of people really thought that it was going to be Romeo and Angela. That was just how it was going to be, the end all be all. That's not how it is. That's not what happens sometimes. That's just not life. That's just not reality. They're also thinking, why weren't we informed? She's like, certain things needs to be kept close to the vest. Master P is recording a new song regarding his relationship and what's going on with it. And this is where someone in the studio goes and tells Romeo, it's like, yeah, so you need to get your girl. I know she's not your girl because she's engaged, but you need to get your girl because she's dibbling and dabbling with someone who has a sketchy past. And Romeo's just like, see, I don't know the whole situation, but what I do know is, how come the good girls say they want a good man, but then they go after the street hood thug? I don't know. I don't know what to feel about this. This first episode was kind of, but again, it's supposed to be a reality show, so I'm kind of, this is the one thing I do appreciate about the show. They're not really putting on certain things. You can tell it's just like, okay, they were told to start talking about this now, or start bringing this up now. But aside from that, it's one of the more authentic reality shows out. Please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think.